Hey guys, today we are going to be looking at what Prezis are and how to create one, and looking at how to log in and all that good stuff. If you have questions, certainly you can email me or you can pop in those chats that I have available for any questions. So let's get going. Right off the bat, you're going to go to Prezi.com, and I'm probably logged in, so I'm going to have to log out. Oh no, I'm not logged in. And I'm going to go to login at the top. And my login is going to be the same for everyone. So it's going to be nscharenbrock@a2group.org. So take a moment and write that down. nscharenbrock@a2group.org. So we're all going to be using the same login. That means you'll have access to everyone else's Prezi. Don't go on their Prezis. Don't mess with them. Again, it's just going to make my life a little bit more hectic because I'll have to kind of revert to the old ones. And then the password is going to be etude, ETUDE 2020. And the 2020 is the numbers. So etude 2020. I'm going to hit login. And from there, you're going to see all the old Prezis that have been made over the years. So this is something that we've done. I think we did this for the first project last year. So you can see some of the things that maybe you've done in the past, the school spirit group, the buddy bench, stuff like that. You can see that we have timelines and stuff like that. You can look at them if you want. I just ask you to not mess with them too much. And then you are going to start creating one. So there's a couple options. You can create from template or just start from scratch. If you create from template, that means that it's going to kind of have how it's going to be laid out automatically. It'll kind of have like the transitions already in there. If you start from scratch, that means it's just going to be a very blank template. So I'm going to hit create from template just because a lot of times that's a little easier to just modify one that's already existing as opposed to start a brand new one. And I can look at some of these and see, do any of these kind of work with what I want to do? Do any of these work with the animal that I researched? And you can notice that most of these are pretty, like, I guess, built for companies and stuff like that. Maybe not as much for projecty things that we're doing. Look down, see what I got. I'm just, this one's okay. Yeah, use this template. So I'm going to use this template, and then I'm going to put in my presentation title. And this is where I'm going to put in my name and what I'm researching or what I researched. So I'm going to say Mr. S, and I'll say cheetah, because I think cheetahs are sweet. And who can see this? People I share it with, anyone on the web. It has to be anyone on the web. Within that, please do not put in personal information. Just use like your first name and stuff like that. Don't put in pictures of yourself because it is anywhere on the internet. And then I hit continue. And from here, it's going to take you to your Prezi. So that's why it's really important that you put your name on, because when you log back in tomorrow, there might be 60 of these Prezis, because if each kid is making one, they're 64th and 5th graders, there might be 60 of you guys. So if you don't have your name on it, it's going to be kind of a cluster. And you're going to notice that Prezis are just a presentation software, very similar to what we've done in the past, except for there's a little bit more transition within it. This might be a challenge. This is not as easy as Google Slides. So just keep that in mind. So we're going to do our best to kind of work with this, but I want to do something a little different. So you can notice I can click on things and like change around the words, because obviously I don't want annual review 2019. And I can change around the words. And I can change around the size up here. So I'm just going to change around the size. Ooh, highlight it. And decrease size. Sheet etch. That worked. I'm being a little laggy right now. Seems as though the like that. And I'll change around this as well. Mr. S. And you can just click on things and hit delete on your keyboard to get rid of them. Oops, I don't want that. So if I just messed up something, and I certainly did, I'm just gonna hit this undo button, and that should get rid of it. Because I did want this whole thing. I just don't want the word review. There, that makes more sense. And you can kind of change it around to how you want it to be. Change the cheetah so it's more centered. Change my name is okay. You can also see, you can throw in images. So if I want to put cheetah, like so, and then I'll search for images of cheetahs. Or you could upload, oh no, maybe I can't. Maybe I can't. Or you might have to upload images and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go to my first box. You can see these are over here. And remember, we talked about there's a number of things that I want you to talk about. And I off the top of my head, it's probably like habitats, foods that they eat, information, stuff like that. So think about like how are you going to be separating your information and what types of categories, and then kind of probably have those categories over here. So I'm just going to put habitats of cheetahs. And then I'd probably put in my information. You can notice if you want, it gives you 3 more little bubbles over here. And it's just going to kind of, so this is kind of a cooler slideshow because the transitions are a little neater. If you don't want these, so I'm going to have all my information already done, so I'm just going to hit delete. I'm going to get rid of these. Because I don't need that many spaces. I have just this habitats, and that's good. So I have my habitats, I have cheetah. Now I'm going to go back to overview. I'm going to go to the next one. And foods. Again, I don't want these, so I'm just going to hit delete. 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 And you can also notice it says goals for the year. I don't want that, so I'm just going to click on that. I'm going to change that to habitat. So I'm changing all these titles to whatever they're going to be. So that's what we got going on. Get rid of that and place my logo here. So like I said, there's other things that obviously you should probably do within this. If you can add pictures, that'd be cool. Let's see what this insert button does. So insert text, if you want to create your own little text box and stuff like that. Insert image. Let's see if we can actually do this without having to pay for it, which looks like it's kind of locked. I wonder if we just add, if we have a second tab. So if I look up cheetah, and I just go to images in a second tab, notice and now I have like, I copy the image. Let's try that. I can't guarantee it's going to work, but we're going to see. And now I'm going to go to paste. And did it work? Not really. These actions are unavailable via context menu. Ooh, what does that mean? Well, so our second option is we can go and save all our images. So let's go save image as. So this might be something that you do right off the bat if this is how we're gonna have to do it. Save image as, and I'm just gonna put like cheetah, and I'm just gonna save it to my desktop, and then hopefully from there we'll be able to do that. So if I go to insert image, come on, up, add for my library. Oh, upload image, sorry. And then I just click on the cheetah. And hopefully it just pops in. There it is. Okay, so that, I guess that's just how it's going to be. And then you can arrange it, make it bigger, smaller, stuff like that. So I'm going to show how to do that again. So let's go back to where we were. Let's go to overview, and I'm going to click on this one, and I'm going to put foods as my title. And I'm going to think about, what does a cheetah eat? Because I just don't want pictures of only cheetahs. I want pictures that kind of help tell the information that I'm trying to give. So what does a cheetah eat? Colton, what types of foods do cheetah eat?
Zebras.
He says zebras. I'll go with it. Gazelle. I'll look up zebras. So I'm going to look up an image. I'm not going to look up anything gruesome like cheetah eating zebra, because I don't want to see that anyway. And I'm going to click on it. And at this point, I can do a couple things. I can copy image, but that doesn't seem to work, at least not for me. You can try it. So I'm going to go to Save Image As, and I need to remember where I'm saving it as. I want to save it to the desktop because that's just the easiest place to find it. So I'm just going to, it already says zebra, but I'm going to change it to zebra food, because that tells me exactly where I want to go. And you can put in multiple pictures if you so choose. Now I'm going to hit save, and now it should be on my desktop. So when I go back in here and I want to put in my zebra picture for the foods category, cheetahs eat zebras. And ideally you have more than just that, because, well, that seems pretty light. Now I'm going to go to upload image, not add from my library. I messed up before. Upload image. And then I can go, I'm looking at my desktop, and I can find my zebra picture. And then I just hit open. And voila, there it is. And if I want to zoom out, and that's what we got going on. Like I said, if you have a template, the transitions are kind of done for you. It's going to kind of zoom in and out and kind of do that for you. That's why I like a template. If it kind of gets messed up, then I can help you out within that in terms of getting you to have the transitions how you want to have. But that's what we got going on. Again, it's kind of just a slideshow of that same information. Let's say you want another bubble. Let's say you want 5 categories. You go to Insert, Shape, and I can add another bubble. And now I would just insert text on top of it. And then insert text. And then I would have to change around final thoughts. But you can change around, just like with everything else, you can change around the font size, the font title, colors and stuff like that. You do have like 3 days to do this, so I'm expecting like that you take your time and have it look professional. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to make it a little smaller so it actually fits in the bubble to some extent. Actually, I'll put thoughts on that, like so. Final thoughts. But yeah, if you want to kind of have more information or more bubbles, you certainly can do that. Yeah, insert arrow line. So that's what we got going on. That's what you're doing. It might take some work because it is kind of it's not as friendly as the software as Google Slides, but it is a little bit more, I guess, flashy. So that's why we're doing that. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to let you guys play with it a little bit. But again, I'd probably choose a template. I'd change the name so we know whose is whose. And you have about 3 days to do this. If you have questions, let me know.